abstract collages, and we're going to use scraps of fabric and paper. So grab your scissors and some glue and let's get started.
Here's what you'll need: fabric scraps, paper scraps, colored pencils, scissors, a stick of glue, mat board, and a shape template. You don't need fancy paper. You can use paint chips from a local hardware store. Grab a cereal box, postcards, or mailers and cut them up. Any kind of scrap paper will do. I save leftovers from all kinds of projects. Magazines or advertisements are a great resource. Look for color, patterns, shapes. The possibilities are endless. Our first step is to select our paper and fabric pieces. Rummaging through all the beautiful materials is my favorite part. Look for colors, patterns, and textures that you love the most. Choose the fabric and paper that sparks interest and make those choices quickly. Don't overthink it. Grab anything that catches your eye. Next, we're going to cut out some shapes using a template. Shape templates are easy to find online, or use this one on the Groundwork Arts website. It's ideal if it's printed on a heavier weight paper. This one has basic shapes: a triangle, oval, circle, square, and a rectangle. If you want different shapes, feel free to cut those basic shapes up to make new ones. And I often find that I like the shapes that come out of the scraps of paper that are left over more than the shapes I've cut. You have total freedom to create any shapes you want. Once you have your shape templates, you're going to use those to make your fabric and paper shapes. Flip the fabric wrong side up, the side you don't like. Place a shape template down and trace along the outside edge with a pen or a dark pencil. Use the same process with the paper. Trace as many shapes onto the fabric and paper as you want. Next, cut out the fabric and paper shapes, carefully following the lines you have drawn. If you don't want to use the templates, that's okay too. You don't have to use lines. You can cut out the material directly in any shape you want. Now that we've cut out all of our shapes, we'll create a composition. Creating a composition means arranging all of the elements onto our mat board. Just start grabbing the cutout shapes and begin to play around with placement. Put one piece down, grab the next, and place it, and keep going. This is where your instincts come into play. Sometimes you'll know right away where a piece belongs, and other times you'll move a piece somewhere and it doesn't feel quite right. So then you move it somewhere else. Or maybe you add a piece and realize it makes you want to move all of the other pieces that are already there. Pay attention to colors and how they work together. Look carefully at how the patterns interact, see how different shapes respond to each other, or how the cutout shapes create negative spaces. The white space can actually become its own shape. Once you've played around with your composition and you're happy with it, you can start removing the pieces, doing your best to remember where they were. Then start gluing one piece at a time. Stick glue works on both paper and fabric. Glue on the backside all along the edges and in the middle. Then stick each piece to the mat board, pressing and smoothing. Do this one by one. One placement of a shape will inform another. A few things to keep in mind. You can overlap pieces. You definitely don't have to fill up the whole board. You can stack pieces one on top of another, or place pieces edge to edge. You can even alter shapes as you start to place them if they aren't quite right. Maybe some of your shapes look like recognizable objects, like a house, or a mountain, or a boulder, or a large blade of grass, or a boomerang. or maybe it's nothing at all. Abstraction is a visual language that uses shapes, colors, forms, and lines to create a composition which may or may not be a real scene or a recognizable object. When you're done playing around with your cutout shapes, you can add lines to your composition using colored pencils. It could be an additional abstract element that provides contrast to your existing shapes and color, or it could be something recognizable like a path. Another option is to outline a shape using a black Sharpie. A Sharpie line can make something stand out or unify elements that look really different. Take some time and look carefully at what you think your abstract collage might need or want. Turn it upside down, tilt it, move it around, see what works and doesn't work, and make any final adjustments.
I had so much fun playing with fabric and paper and cutting it all up with my scissors. We don't always have to make something that looks like something in the real environment. We can create abstractions playing with form and line and color and texture. So grab your fabric, your paper, your scissors, and your glue, and go have some fun.